Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
No conversation. Figured. Hey! Like a legit good thing happened for once. For once.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
Only did what I said I would.
You really helped me out.
I'd
Thanks.
say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I'd told you I'd listen to anything you said. Oh well, whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. Across the room, Dio and Fire were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna. Can't say I'm surprised.
Don't give me that. You know exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick Ally. You'd defend yourself with Betray, just like I would. Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went to?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
I thought there was a portrait missing.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose Ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
Not everyone's an asshole, Dio.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
Oh dear. Why do I feel like I know where this is going? The answer is not a good place. An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the star round.
Why do I feel like I'm not going to make it there?
Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want?
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
I thought I killed you in the low pressure room. Get the fuck out of here.
The parent solo was starting to top around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. Can you guys show me your bracelets? I want to see what our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Cyan pair, for Phi, I think. A magenta pair. A yellow pair. A red solo. A green solo. And a blue solo. Huh? Looks like all the colors are weird. Clover's a cyan pair, and Phi's a magenta pair, but Tenmyoji's a yellow pair.
The 3 solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
Dabba dee dabba da.
Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're gonna be white this time.
Ah, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them then too, Phi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yeah, so lay it on us. How are the groups gonna shake out this time?
Phi nodded and began to explain. I go with Tenmyoji again. Tenmyoji, yellow, and me, blue, would form one group. Phi, magenta, and Dio would form another group. Clover and Kay would form the third.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah, there's no other way we can group up to make white. Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, but it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So they'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Right.
So I need to see who's yellow. My legs click into place.
Alright, what now? We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Yeah, about an hour it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug, and the two of them headed out through the cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You're gonna check on Quark.
Yeah.
He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. I'ma go meditate in the garden. I left only 3 of us. Dio, Kay, and myself.
What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
How are you alive, Kay?
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out. Later.
With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off towards the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay, you don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
Like, Dio's an asshole, but I feel like he's a somewhat likable asshole, apart from when he wants to kill people. The conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. Oh good, the cats are back.
Alright. What should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course! I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji.
The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway toward the infirmary.
Huh? There's nobody here.
The room was completely empty. I edged forward and kept peeking around the partition. There he was, Tenmyoji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? I must have made a small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket.
What was that? It was a photo or something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
Well, all the stuff we had with us when we were grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated man mission to Mars. We heard the recording, right?
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, alright? You remember so much you told it me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
Hey, come on, you don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course.
I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, fire exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is... Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Oh, is it the same scene as before where she's got an open chest cavity? That sounds really morbid when I phrase it like that. Wow, I'm an asshole, aren't I? Without waiting for a response, Fi spun around and ran back out the room. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took after her. Yep, it's the same scene as before. Radical 6. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. I felt like I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refused to move.
No. Why did this happen?
I forced one shaking foot forward and then the next. My legs began to buckle and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not... Really, Sigma? Really? There's no saving a woman with a scalpel stuck out of her chest. Then, at last, as I pressed my fingers against her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman.
No. No, it's not true. Why?
Can we stop looking at it? Please. Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she'd been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose out my throat. I stood, hand balled into a white-knuckled fist, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonu Games participants, except, of course, for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested I wasn't the only one person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unusual and unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something. Answer me.
I mean, from the other timeline, we know she did it to herself.
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed. Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Oh yeah, we did find a dead person before.
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She she...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves! Oh, I see. I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6! No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards!
Why does it always end up with Clover killing everyone? What is it with... Oh, it's the pink hair. I've just realized. It's the pink hair.
You're all going to die just like she did!
I have fucking 9 scalpels on me right now! Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7, Clover, 6, 5, 4,
Clover!
3, 2, 1.
Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No.
I can't believe it's not murder! Fucking really, game?
No. There's no way she'd do that.
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with a scalpel.
All right. Where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well,
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes. I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
so she could have taken the scalpel then.
Yes, I think so. You're lying. This is all a lie. It has to be.
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
But you just said she killed herself. Just tell me the truth.
I am!
Then prove it. Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do! I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Ah, well, Alice would have it then.
Fine, can you? I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully, she drew something out. There it was. The journal. Fi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head.
You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it.
She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. When she looked back up to me, which it was... let me try that sentence again. When she looked back up at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin. But translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before. I can barely understand any of this.
Page 216.
Huh?
Turn to page 216. You should be able to read that one.
Fi's frown deepened, but she did as I suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
Bitch, I'm a time traveler. I just knew.
You just knew. Come on.
Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say. Right?
Did I, like, open... No, we're still here, so... I was thinking, like, did I open a new timeline? But no, I didn't.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Fi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain by a factor of the root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with the corpses of people who took their own lives. The uninfected have only barely managed to survive and have been sent into underground shelters supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please, let their future be a bright one.
Fi shut the journal with a soft slap. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article, the recording, the conversation with Tenmyoji, and now this journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated, and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and it was several long moments, and the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs.
We've got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet. Fi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pear, just like me.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pear.
You are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so.
Oh, I get Quark! Interesting.
Come on now, Clover. We need to go. Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please. You're right. Alice, I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is. I mean, if you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have... This never would have happened. So it's like Zero killed you. I promise. I'll avenge you.
Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing... Oh, shit.
Alright, we're out of time.
Thankfully, we have a text log. Smearing tears across her cheeks. And with a determined frown, she strode out of the room.
Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Oh, right. Quark's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Yeah, can't exactly leave him behind.
Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AB room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quark.
Very well. Until we meet again.
The infirmary. Infirmary? Quark? You okay, buddy?
Quark,
Hey, he's here.
you're awake.
Yeah, I just woke up. Hey, where is everybody else?
Oh, God. Quark.
Tenmyoji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was touched. When Quark proved to be indeed to be corporeal, Tenmyoji let out a cry and threw his arms around him.
What's wrong? Are you okay, Grandpa?
It's nothing.
Aww.
Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Temioji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief, and I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Temioji deserved a few minutes. I left them alone. Ah, Sigma does have tact. At last, Temioji seemed to recover and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
No. You're not sick. If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
My bad, I keep skipping over things.
I'm sorry.
It's really easy to press the X button on this controller.
I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
What are you apologizing for?
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay? So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
That's what I do.
I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white dolls.
Oh, I was reading that in Sigma's voice. I don't need to. I got the feeling Temioji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
Well, we've got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh, that's not good. We need to hurry. Come on. How do we get to the Floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me.
Really like this music that just plays when we're walking between places. And where it's like kinda chill, but sort of on edge as well. It reminds me of the investigating music from Danganronpa. It's real good. Of like, what was it, box 15 from the first one? I need to look up some of these tracks because they're actually really good. Well, ain't that freaking, not coincidental.
Chromatic doors have opened.
What's the word I'm looking for?
5 minutes remain.
Convenient. That was the word I'm looking for. As soon as we got there, they opened. Well, ain't that freaking convenient?
You're late. Where the hell have you been? Quark?
You're awake. And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Me too.
I can't make expressions, but yes, I am very relieved to see you.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I looked at the others from behind Quark and held up a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially odd.
Anyway, there isn't any time left.
Good save, Luna.
We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
Which team goes in which door?
All of the doors are identical for this round.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, so it's not like...
I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center. You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing. Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so center door it is.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Kay and Clover nodded.
Well, there's only one left.
The door on the right.
Any objections? All right, let's move.
30 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
Man, it's a good thing these time limits are generous.
Hurry it up, Vi. This thing's gonna close.
I know.
It's time we were going as well.
Right. Sure.
Come on, guys, there's no time to waste.
Right behind you.
Let's go.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
The director's office. Interesting. Oh, God! What the shit is going on here?
What's this place?
Probably the office of whoever it is that's running this place.
It said director's office on the door.
So this might be Zero Senior's office?
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Well, which is it?
Why the hell would I know?
We should look around. If this really is Zero Senior's room, there might be some clues.
Yeah, I might be able to move past the freaking other points of the timeline.
Yeah, you got a point. Let's get started then.
I would love to do that, but sadly I've got to do other things right now. Well, I'd love to take a look around now, but sadly I've got to end this episode, or episodes, for the time being. Yes, I've recorded for another 2 hours because that thing's happened. Oh, Jesus! Is this, like, the legit ending? Is that what this is? Or, like, these other ones also have part of legit endings and they just extend way further out than they need to. Because I would have thought, like, one of these, or these two, are also going into the end doors. Because, like, once we get the keys to move on, then we head into the other things and do these rooms. But then, like, what about everything else? Like, just, well, it's not fluff, obviously, but, yeah. Anyway, this is all by the by, and will probably be answered the further I go down this timeline. Thank you guys for watching this episode of, Virtue's Last Reward. Almost forgot what game I was playing. If you liked the video in any capacity, give the videos a like down below. Leave comments on, I don't know. Like, I feel like I sort of called the Alice having Radical 6 thing when I said, okay, we've injected Quark, we better not need any more of this Axelavir. And we did, because we're fucking stupid. But yeah, other than that, if you want to keep up to date with this, or Angels of Death, or whenever I do those Kingdom Hearts videos, don't worry, they are coming. I haven't forgot about them. Consider subscribing to the channel. In theory, it lets, or YouTube's meant to give you updates on when the videos come out. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've been Nyx, and I need to get Luna out from under my desk so she doesn't chew any of my cables. Okay, oh, now you're just leaving, wandering around like you own the fucking place. I see how it is. Don't bring Sigma here with you. Anyway, laters!